Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the Sky Talk for the week of January 25th through February 1st, 2021. This is Peggy Hernandez of the U46 School District Planetarium, and here we are at sunset. Oh, just after. It's 10 after 5. This week we're hitting 5 o'clock hour for sunset. No more 4 p.m.s. We're getting longer every day. But right at sunset, Mercury is actually up pretty high in the sky, for Mercury, that is. It's never very far from the sun, but as it gets dark out, that really bright object, if you've got a good view of the southwestern horizon this week, that's actually Mercury. It's as bright as like the brightest of the stars, but it is really low. If you don't have a good view of the southwest horizon, you won't see it because it'll be blocked. Remember, early in the evening like this, it's really common to see satellites all evening long, dozens of them. And in the west, we have the Great Square of Pegasus. I think that's probably the most obvious thing we have when it goes dark in the west. Well, not even obvious. The Great Square of Pegasus is not very bright. As a matter of fact, there's not really much bright in the west-southwest at all at 10 after 6 in the evening in January. I'll show you the lines. That Great Square of Pegasus is smack dab in the middle of the screen right there. That's the horse with wings. The Cygnus the Swan, Deneb is kind of bright, and that one's dive bombing straight into the horizon. If you miss that, there's just not a lot of bright stars in the west. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to use Stellarium, and I'm going to zoom out. If I zoom out, this shows you the whole entire sky, which is an entire circle of stars above us. That's why the planetarium is shaped like a dome. It's much easier when you're looking at this on a dome, but the edge is the horizon. That's why we've got trees and stuff and buildings. The center part, that's what you would see straight over your head. And of course, everything else is in between. Straight ahead to halfway up is this section. And then this is the very, very high up in the sky. Notice that we've got a cluster of really bright stars east-southeast. In January, that is the best direction to face if you want to spot some really good stars that can be seen from anywhere in the Chicago suburbs. That's where I would like to focus my attention. I'm going to zoom back in. I like to be at about 102, and even that's kind of distorted. I'm going to give you the horizon so you get your bearings of where you're looking. But up high in the west, you would be able to see this sideways W. That is Cassiopeia the Queen. It's up pretty high. And if I were to look even higher in the west, we've got Perseus, and we've got this letter V. I'll look a little bit higher. Nope, didn't mean to do that. This letter V, Aldebaran, is the bright star. That is the eye of Taurus the bull, and that V, that's actually the nose of the bull. If I put in the drawing, you can kind of see it there. And on the shoulder of the bull is this amazing little structure called the Pleiades. And if I zoom in on it, I just want you to see it's this beautiful little structure of like 5 stars that you can see with the eye, super, super close together. It's called a cluster of stars, and it is called the Pleiades. You can also see Mars pretty easily in the evening as you face. Well, let's head towards the south-southwest. Makes it a little easier. High in the south, Mars is up as soon as it gets dark out. That's the only planet we'll easily be able to see all evening long. It doesn't set till about 1 in the morning. But as we face south-southeast, in the opposite part of the sky, oh, we've got all these beautiful stars right here. Sirius, the brightest star in the sky. Procyon in the Little Dog. Castor and Pollux of Gemini the twins. The moon is in Gemini's feet tonight. Oh, up high is Capella. Capella is one of the top 5 brightest stars in the sky, and it's connected to a pentagon. I often call it the pentagon or the house, but it's actually a dude driving a chariot carrying a goat and her kids. And her kids are right there. And often when we look at Capella and Auriga, the pentagon, we call these little cluster of stars the kids. They're on the other side of the moon from Gemini. Orion the Hunter, oh, you can't ignore that one. It's the brightest of all the constellations. The 3 stars in a row in his belt point you right up to Taurus the Bull. And if you keep going, that's how you run into the Pleiades. Mars is over there as well. If we turn our heads up and look even higher in the sky, we've got Perseus here, not a very obvious constellation, but Perseus always connects Cassiopeia the W. So it's like a connector to Taurus the bull. That's one way you can remember it. And those go up pretty high in the sky. And we've got the moon up all week. I'm going to turn a little bit more to the east. And let's go a little bit later. It's 6 o'clock right now, 10 after. I'm going to fast forward because I can. Let's go to maybe 8 o'clock tonight. We're facing east, and the Earth is spinning that way. So, of course, everything is rising in the east. Going to set in the west. It'll cross over the sky all night long, but it makes Orion the Hunter a little more obvious right here. That big rectangle, Betelgeuse in the shoulder. Here's the lines, if you like to see those. There's Orion's club. It's near the moon. Maybe he just clubbed the moon, and it landed right here in the foot of one of Gemini the twins. That's Monday the 25th. Here's where the moon will be on Tuesday the 26th. On Wednesday and Thursday, it's going to be in Cancer the Crab. I know, those stars are practically invisible. You can't see them, but here I can add in the drawing for you. That really is Cancer the Crab. On the 28th, the pinchers are pretty much holding on to the moon. But on the 29th, the moon is going to be right inside of Leo the Lion. So the waxing gibbous moon this week will be neat to watch. We have a full moon on Thursday the 28th. So this is the day after the full moon. Here's the 29th. And if we go to the 30th, you can really tell it's getting smaller. That's a couple of days after the full moon. So I'm going to zip back to the 25th, which is Monday. Take off those drawings. And I want to point out the winter triangle. I look for this one all the time. Even in the Walmart parking lot, I can easily see it. If you squint your eyes here right now, it's almost a perfect equilateral triangle. It stands out when you squint your eyes. That works outside too. You know, squeeze your eyes halfway shut. The shoulder star of Orion, Betelgeuse, Sirius, and Procyon, the little dog, make what we call the winter triangle. Super bright and obvious all winter long. If we turn our heads a little bit more towards the north, we're facing, of course, the Dippers. If I face due north, I got the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and Cassiopeia. Up high is Capella, part of Auriga the Charioteer, the mama goat and her kids. Here are the lines. Big Dipper is standing up on its handle. The last two stars in the saucepan lead you to the North Star, Polaris, right there. And there's the rest of Little Dipper that when you walk outside, you don't spot. You don't ever walk outside like this and say, oh, look, there's a Little Dipper. Nope, that's the Big Dipper. It's always the Big Dipper. It's way brighter and bigger. It's the one you notice first. But once you find it, use those pointers and they'll guide you to that Little Dipper. Also known as Ursa Minor. Cassiopeia the Queen is up. And I'm just going to let our evening continue now, sort of fast motion. If I fast forward it, you can see that the Earth spins every 24 hours. It rises in the east and everything sets in the west. Everything circles around that North Star all night long. We're already after 11 o'clock. And by the time we get to about 5 in the morning, well, around 5 in the morning, after that, the sky starts lightening up and our sunrise is coming at around 7:07. Gosh, in the next 2 weeks or so, we're going to be back in the 6 o'clock hour for sunrises. So here we are. The sky is definitely changing a little bit. I can see it over there in the east. And here we are back at sunrise. So take advantage this week. Go out, enjoy that beautiful south sky we have all winter long. The clearest nights are the coldest. Don't forget your hat, your coat, and your mittens. See you next time.